This Lego man is hungry, so I'm building the biggest Lego McDonald's ever with a play place, an ice cream machine, and even a bathroom. But will it be too big, and is there any way I can fit it into my Lego city? I'm gonna need a lot of pieces for this, so I decided to take a look at the Lego Discovery Center in Milpitas, California. And I found some interesting pieces that I think I can use, but I ended up getting most of the pieces I needed online from Lego's Pick-a-Brick.
This is what $800 of Lego looks like.
I built a manager to hire some employees, and now I think we're ready to build the outer walls. I also built these pillar thingies to put next to the door, and just like that, we already have people lining up trying to get inside the restaurant, even though there's nothing in here. There's even people trying to climb the walls, so I'll have to build a roof to keep them out. And just like that, the premises is secured. Next, we need to build a lobby so our valued customers can come inside. So I started by building a front counter so that the Karens have somewhere to argue with the manager, but it also sets a boundary for our lobby area. I built these really simple tables and this kind of decorative booth to fill up the lobby, and I think we're finally ready to let customers in. But unfortunately, we have some undesirables entering the restaurant, so we're going to need a security guard to take care of this problem. A customer walked in with his pet, even though pets aren't allowed in the restaurant. We'll let security handle the situation. It's good to know that the premises is secure. This man wants to order an ice cream cone, so I built an ice cream machine with buttons for all 4 of the McDonald's milkshake flavors, but it doesn't actually work because it's made out of Lego and because it's McDonald's. So he decided to order a latte instead. So I built this coffee machine that looks way nicer than anything McDonald's would actually have, and I made him a cup of coffee. I think he's here to visit his friend. Next, I built a fryer to cook the food, but you have to be careful because the hot oil can be dangerous. Yeah, we can't serve this. We might even have to like close the restaurant. And I built these holding racks for the hamburgers, along with the prep table and the chute where the food goes. This is usually where the manager stands because they don't want to deal with the customers. The kitchen is looking pretty good, but after eating this slop, people are going to need a place to go to the bathroom. So I took this toilet I made from a previous video and I added a sink, but we're going to have to put a passcode on the door so people don't go in there and fall asleep. It looks like some grease from the fryer and some chocolate ice cream spilled, so we'll send the janitor in there to clean it up. Wait, we only have vanilla. Now let's build the refrigerated storage area. I built these shelves with some boxes, and we have to be careful not to lock someone inside because it's freezing cold. Oops. This is pretty solid, and it's almost time to build the play place. But before we dig into that, let's build the parking lot and the drive-thru, which is pretty much just a bunch of tiles. Although I use this piece for, I don't know what you call those things that stop the car from rolling into the building. I guess it's just called a parking block. Now the minifigures have a place to park, so let's test it out. Hello, how can I help you? It looks like a school bus has arrived, so it's finally time to build a play place. We have to build a shoe rack because everybody knows that you aren't allowed to wear shoes in the play area. Originally, I tried to build this little platform thing from the play place that I remember when I was a kid, and I was gonna use these soccer net pieces as the protective netting that stops kids from flying off the edge, but I really don't like how this turned out, so I'm gonna toss this aside, and instead I'm gonna build one of those square box things that has the round plastic windows, and I'm also gonna decorate it with some pieces from an actual McDonald's. I decided to build a ball pit. McDonald's used to have ball pits in their play places, but they took them out because nobody cleaned them and there were all sorts of mysterious items appearing in them.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's mine.
I actually got this idea from this Lego Friends set that I saw at the Lego store. And on a side note, I also saw this atrocity when I was at the Lego store.
What? It's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness!
I used these purple pieces to build sort of a ladder to get to the top of this structure that I built, and I used a similar technique to build a slide for the play place. And then finally, with all this extra empty space I have, I built a sort of garden area, and this is basically the McDonald's that I created. But if you think we're done here, think again. You see, one thing I kind of struggle with as a builder myself is I like to make things really big, but I leave lots of empty space, which isn't really best practice because some of the best Lego sets ever are known for how much detail they put in such a small space. And I remembered a comment that somebody left on a YouTube video I made quite a while ago. You see, this guy subscribed because he wanted to see some progress in my Lego city, and so far there hasn't been any, but we can change that right now. Because while this McDonald's I built here is way too big for me to actually keep, I could break it down and make a smaller version in my Lego city, and it just so happens that I have an empty space. I used a lot of the same building techniques, but one thing I did differently is I decided to create an awning over the entry door, which I think is going to make it just look a little bit more realistic and interesting. And then for the seating, I'm going to finally use these chair pieces, which I was actually looking for when I was making the first build. And instead of using that window technique that I borrowed from the Fortnite set, I decided to go with these bigger window pieces, and I think it actually ended up looking a lot better. But this is pretty much my take on a modular scale McDonald's build. But now the only question is, what am I going to build next to it? I know it's November now, but I had the idea of building a Spirit Halloween. But let me know in the comments what you think I should build next. The last time we did a video like this, it did pretty well. So if this video can get at least 500 likes, we'll do this more often.